Welcome everybody to week 10 of Onward VRML season 14. I am alone tonight as your solo host because we had a little bit of a miscommunication between Vadi and I. So Vadi unfortunately had some tie-ups and we are going to be adjusting fire on that. So while you not see them here tonight, you will see them on VRML 3 with some silver games, bronze games, maybe a couple of golds as we work through some assets and streaming kind of stuff as we usually do for new casters. So keep an eye out on that particular channel there for any updates there between Tendies and a couple of others who are new to the casting team. So that said, if you have not subscribed there or followed there, go do so. You'll get the latest updates. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that way you see whenever somebody is going live on that channel. We were just in the lobby a second ago. Looks like we're having one quick technical issue here. We'll get that resolved in the next minute or so here. But looks like we are starting out on Downfall. Sorry just for a couple minute extra delay here. You know how things usually go. We have some technical issues every now and then we got to work through and go from there. Alright, while we were doing that, let's talk about the bans here. On the home side of Aging Moss, they don't want to play Arctic or Tanker. And on Dauntless, they don't want to play Abandoned or Egress. I can understand Egress because that's not in the usual lineup for the entire season here. It was only as of this week, I believe it was. Because here, yep, 24th right now. Where has March gone? So if you are new here with us and haven't been following along in the season, we've swapped out one map in exchange for another due to some issues. We are no longer playing Suburbia for the rest of the season as I understand it. And in came to replace it with Egress, which is a brand new map from Downpour Interactive. It is not a custom map. We do have two other custom maps though that we play. It is Arctic, which is banned for tonight, and we have Shipyard. Two very, very different maps in gameplay styles there, so we should not be seeing Arctic on the map here. So leaves a couple other close quarter ones, such as Cargo. Tanker is no longer. Egress I actually haven't popped into yet, so I don't even know if it's. I think it's a medium rated map. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. It's a medium rated map. There's a couple other small ones that are still on the board there. And I guess Dauntless doesn't like Abandoned very much. Take a look at their stats here. We are currently taking a peek in on team numbers 15 in the tier listing here, and 17. Aging Moss is currently 15th in the North American League. They are currently gold, and they are facing Dauntless, a rated 17 in North America, and they are diamond. So that means this is Aging Moss's diamond run to try to get into this next tier. And I didn't look at their match history, but I imagine since they are facing a diamond, this is potentially their defending one to maintain the rank, because as you move up in the ladder, you have to defend an additional defend your slot in an additional match to ensure that you are indeed rated for that tier. Like the last one was played against, which is gold, so this will be their first one to break into diamond, I believe, based on how the ranking structure works. Looks like we got just about everybody here. We're missing one person. And the roster for tonight on Aging Moss is IMG, Zero's Toxic, Battlestar, Torres Family, and Rush-X. While we have on the Dauntless side, Mowers, I'm going to mispronounce the name earlier, I'm going to just say Mowers. There's a small little R roll in there. Quico, Razor Gamer, and Don't Miss, we're waiting on their 5th right now. Alright, so it looks like we are waiting still on the final one, potentially due to a technical issue. We might be starting up here in a couple of minutes, though. Oh, there they are. So we have Don't Miss and Don't Kiss. So I'm gonna have a little bit of a hard time keeping that straight. We will overcome that. We will adjust, fire, and adapt there. And should be good to go here as they have loaded in fully. And yeah, got the next minute or so, we will be starting off here in the south on the lower dumpster. All right, here we go. As I just said, we will be starting momentarily, and just like that, we are starting momentarily. Let's see what Dauntless is thinking. Let's get those lasers up and running here. Like we might have.
Don't miss it. Almost forfeited because we were ready. They weren't.
It's good, man.
So close.
We have a 3-1-1 split here with Don't Kiss, Don't Miss, and Quico going for the uplink. Hovering long. Oh, Razor downing IMG. And Quico getting a quick burst out with the PKM to get a second one there. So this is really going to put Aging Moss into a tough fight on the break here. Battlestar looking to see exactly where that angle came from. They don't see anything though.
The little things in the middle. 34.
There's the refrag. They were looking originally, but
He's dead. We got a -2.
Don't Miss gets the Battlestar in the return fire there. So in the window, just a little down. Rush-X might be able to get this pickup here if they are careful enough. You can see they are exposed themselves just a little bit. There's a revive. Taking a peek all the way out here. IMG is off in the very far back. They are not going to be picked up here, it looks like. Rush-X trying to keep their head down just a little bit extra longer there. That kill does eliminate one in the back. But as Rush-X is shooting in the wrong direction, he gets tagged by both Don't Miss or Don't Kiss and Mowers here. Pretty common angle all the way in the back. Looks like they're pulling off though. They're getting a mag swap going. Nice overlooking angle here, and might be able to get Zero's Toxic as a later kind of a kill here. Let's check back in on this particular position later on. It is going to be key as they start pushing in towards the uplink, but Battlestar is actually opting to come all the way back around.
It's a long time for you.
They have some time remaining. Like they were gonna go for IMG, but womp womp womp. Not happening anymore. They bled out. And if you are joining us new here, if you are downed and not killed, you can still talk and communicate with the rest of your team. Tell them, hey, I'm down over here. This is what I see. This is what I hear. Maybe give some radio clicks to figure out how to communicate back, saying that somebody is nearby you. Your position. But you can bleed out, as we did just see. You're not brought up in time. And while we're on that topic, if you get the uplink secured, which is typing in a 7-digit code on your tablet, while you are nearby the uplink, you get 2 points. If you kill everybody on the opposite team, you get 1 point. The race is to 4, or if you do get a cap, while you are on 3 points, you do get the 5, and it does help your ranking out a little bit more. That chatter from Zero Talks does give away their position, as Mowers is trying to eliminate Zero as they are coming in the door. Passing up and over isn't going to impact them on both attempts here. Looks like Mowers gets taken out at the last second as well there from all the way over on Battlestar, and we're gonna hop over. They are only down.
I think one of you guys shot me. I can't see. There's a big wall in front of me.
Sounds like they're thinking that somebody had TK'd, but that is actually not the case there. So now, with Aging Moss even actually having IMG drop, it looks like, at the end, instead of bleeding out. So we have the 4 tally on the board. Not looking good for the technical issues still overall. But now we have Battlestar, who's got 40 seconds remaining. We're gonna have to push into this with 2 angles being held from Dauntless. Don't miss. Gonna wrap that up. But Don't Kiss was covering the opposite angle. Alright, so Dauntless is going to take the first point there, and we're going to switch sides with Dauntless now taking Marsoc, showing us how they're going to attack this particular uplink. And usually you see kind of how, like, the saying goes, you attack how you defend. So they like to defend clearly in the south with, you really can't see on the mini-map, but they had 2 in the South Valley approach there. One all the way in the white roof bungalow, and one is, I think, was holding back onto the rock wall crevice there, if I remember the X is right, when they fell. So they might try to go for a valley push, which does get them closer in if they can succeed in that flanking maneuver, because really it is going to be an attempt to get in under the valley and eliminate anybody who is in that bungalow that they were just holding, and in the Marsoc twins, and then kind of keep pushing in. Depends on what spawn they get, of course, because if they get the northwest spawn, it's not happening. Not without a big rotation going on there. But if they get a northeast, could potentially see something come in from the eastern approach at that point. So it looks like IMG is back in. Actually, it wasn't IMG who fell out, it was Torres family based on the kill counts and death counts here. So there's the bell. Let's pop back into the gameplay and see what Aging Moss is thinking.
And also, yeah, you on Valley, do not make me like look like unnecessary. Yep.
Round number 2, here we go. Sounds like we're gonna have Rush stay back in the valley. Look at this long look We got a northern spawn there. They were able to take some quick shots off. I don't know if Zero is going to get that information relayed. So how long these shots are out. Looks like they are going to try to go for this eastern approach, but look at that. Zero was watching this angle, and Don't Kiss is now going to have to figure out what they're going to do instead of crossing directly over. They're going to have to duck down all the way in the back if they have any sort of hope here, but this laser keeps continually bouncing around them. Additional smoke out. Doesn't give exactly where they were looking for, but that should be enough to at least get them just out in the open and pull back into the cover. I think the last look at this person who was firing here, Mars, was trying to find anything. It looks like they were shooting for Zero based on the angles being watched here. You can see they have night vision. They're not utilizing it just yet, though. That night vision could be helpful later on. Handful of shots coming out now from the teams overall. Quico trying to get anything on these Marsoc twins with this approach here from Rush X challenging that approach. Correct myself there. All the while, Zero is still balancing Don't Miss and Mars.
He keeps head peeking at Quico.
South Bungalow dead. South Bungalow dead.
Down goes Zero. He's able to at least hold off the approach. What just happened? Okay, looks like we had some technical issues there. And the lobby just crashed. Well, surprise, surprise, we're still having some issues with the lobby hosts and whatnot. Let me coordinate with the teams here, and we'll jump back into this. Alright, we're gonna get back in a minute here. And deal with the scoring. Obviously we have to figure out the issue of getting under the correct uplink, so it might take an additional couple minutes here. But overall, it looks like the defense was able to hold off the approach that Marsoc was working through. The amount of head peeking that RushX was doing and able to kind of keep off Quico and, well, now I'm blanking on the other name, but they were doing quite a good job at suppressing the movement as the team was trying to push in on the east. At the same time, there was, Zero Toxic was able to hold off Don't Miss and Mars for a little bit as well. Alright, looks like we got the right uplink here. I mean, if the teams employ the same tactics here and they get the same spawns and everything, it might be a bit of a repeat slash interesting kind of way to approach it, because they now know how each other have defended this one. and how they were going to attack it. Alright, still getting set up here. Everybody's piling back into the lobby, so just bear with us one more minute. Make sure I got the team names right. Yep, good. Oh, it looks like we are shifting posts even here. All right, now we got everybody in the lobby. We will deal with the point issue and go from there. Lobby crashes in the middle of games can be a bit painful to deal with, as you can see, but nevertheless, we are here. Everybody's in. Same roster overall. Yep, same roster. So we are relatively good to go, minus the team's planning. I think they might throw the first round just because of the fact that we have the two. Oh, they would have had to join the same. They would have to swap sides for that, though. All right, we'll figure this out. I'm gonna give Dauntless the point, though. Still, it's already here on my board. We'll throw it in on theirs and go from there. Alright, as you can hear the bell dings, let's switch back into the gameplay here. Let's figure out if it's going to be the same tactic or not. Round number 2, again. They got the northwest spawn this time around, but look at these lasers again, dialing in early, getting these peaks and the crosses. Torres gets tagged.
Yeah, they got quick. They're all the way in the west.
But down goes Don't Kiss in return with those shots. So looks like Dauntless will be changing things up and also down one player to start off with, as this kill did come out early on. Don't miss. Also trying to get zeros, it looks like, here in this angle. Mauer's still grabbing the same kit overall.
RE8.
One's
Oh,
White House.
they're arranging dinner here too. We'll leave the dinner conversations alone for the moment and head back over to Don't Miss. As Mauer's, of course, does get zeros toxic in the end of it all.
53.
And another in the center now, as IMG does get the tag and a call out. don't know if you could hear that as well. There was one all the way in the back
Spanish guys.
that was being talked about as well here from Torres.
There's a friendly canyon.
Oh, a little bit of miscommunication there. It sounds like Don't Miss is going to get a flashbang out and up over here. Know exactly where IMG is, so you have to watch this peek they're going to attempt.
Someone might have just gotten revoked.
We're kind of obviously still in this little bit of a dead stop here again. I'm just trying to figure out how to actually get in on the uplink safely, because they have to eliminate at least one more in either direction to get in on this with a little bit more safety. I just hear from the drop. Oh yeah, dropping the pistol and the knife. Peeking on Mauer's point of view, figure out what they're thinking. And shots from Torres identifying Quico all the way out on the road.
Smoke, right behind that rock wall.
As Mowers is moving up, Rushx does get a little bit too peaky and does have to actually use that syringe to help themselves out here. Mowers is going to start pushing up on the building, and they might come around on the opposite side. Rushx is going to have to watch the exact angle they're coming in on.
Oh my god, 31, 32. We just lost Solo.
And as that call up comes, Aging Moss is now down 2-3, and Quico is inside the building that Don't Miss is in the center, the 3-story, which is starting to give them the opportunity to wrap around the uplink overall, because you can see here Mowers and Rushx are still kind of duking it out for territory and safety overall. Mowers could just push directly forward the uplink and left it alone, but instead they are going to catch Rushx out in the open. Headshot with a 249. It's not a very... Well, I guess it's a painless way to die.
Easy.
249 is still a good, powerful weapon despite being a 5.56, and Quico is on the uplink. Tablet is out, and they are fully protected. And there is the cap as they surround the uplink from the sides and behind. I really can't go on the kill counts as we usually do here, because the lobby is just had to restart. So I think they're gonna end up needing to throw this one or rehost. That can ensure those scores get adjusted in game. We can change the scores from here. We'll let the teams figure that out. So an excellent play by Dauntless, getting everybody in finally with the 1 minute remaining, so plenty of time to keep maneuvering or get the additional kills, but they really didn't need to because of the fact that they had two approaching uplink from the center and then one as a flanker all the way out in the side to secure that approach. So an excellent job getting ultimately surgically into the uplink. Alright, now I'm seeing 4 from Aging Moss drop. So we might just be going... Alright, yeah, we think we're gonna do a lobby rehost. We're gonna just bear with me again. Obviously, we gotta deal with the lobby changeovers and the technical issues that come at us as they occur. So, if you haven't already yet, go grab a drink, go grab a snack, because we'll just be another roughly 2 minutes here to start this this off. Alright, and Dauntless is gonna call a timeout here, so I'm gonna switch over to intermission while we get everybody back in and get through this timeout. The scores have been adjusted in game, so the teams are seeing the accurate reflection of the 3-0 in favor of Dauntless, so that issue has been resolved. And as I get this situated here and kind of leave everybody on edge, we are all the way off in the north 2-story on helicopter. So I think they're gonna do the full timeout range, it looks like, so we will return. Alright, we are back suddenly. Dauntless, who's the one who took time out, did not get their 5th in time for the full timeout duration, so they are doing this a 5v4 for the moment here. We are, I guess, in now round number 3 as it stands. We are off in the northwest here. Don't Kiss is going to go into the first floor of the 2-story on the northern part of the uplink. Don't Miss and Razor Gamer are going to hold inside the uplink building. Wise decision considering there's only 4 of them. They got some great places for, in common places at the very least, for their 4v5. And with that, let's pop over to the offense here. Zeros, Toxic, and Torres holding up in the building we were just defending a moment ago. Well, we got one all the way in the back here. That is Rush. They are still loving that valley. IMG is getting a little bit more pushed forward here, trying to find anything they can for glimpses to what this uplink building is going to look like. You kind of figure, you kind of know after playing for so long that somebody is going to be chilling inside the uplink building, especially with this one because of the fact that you got the capable spot in the basement. Somebody's got to sit downstairs, and they got to be facing south at that point. We got one swap out here, Feeble Crib. So you could just hear the call out of South Bungalow. It is going to be peeking through this window. Not going to find anything here, but Quiko will find Rushix with the PKM as they are approaching out from the valley and crossing. Small little angle, as you can see here, but an effective one. That is going to get some additional eyes in this direction. IMG is looking for them. Not going to find them exactly here, though, it looks like. They're peeking on their angle. They are still looking for that spot, but Quiko's got just enough cover on that half wall. They aren't going to be seen very easily. All Quiko really has to do is look over this direction and they would catch IMG out really easily. There's a quick swing over and peek, and there they go down. Dauntless is now in a 3v4, so the same situation as they were before a minute ago, but they have lost control of the 3-story. This is really going to open up the map for Aging Moss to get in here and start claiming a lot more of this territory that is so precious on this particular uplink because you have such a far distance to go. Razor is playing a little bit dangerous because of the shoulder peaks here, but they are keeping the low profile, so they are fully laying down in person. And okay, I thought there was iron sights, but they don't. They have the SKS with the scope. That makes more sense there. Down goes IMG. If they held the same angle here, Torres and Toxic would have also gone down as well, but look at that onward timing as we usually do see here. Feeble Crib knows at least the one is on the 2nd story, but they're also concerned about Don't Kiss. Showing just a little bit of that shoulder, but the darkness seems to have hidden that particular spot. Down goes Razor, making this a 2v4 with Don't Miss and Don't Kiss directly here watching the uplink, but they are starting to panic a little bit more, as you can kind of hear in their voices. Torres does get a little bit of a glimpse of them. Oh, the frag grenade does get 0 in the end, but Torres is going to be able to revive them without issue. Don't Kiss does get feeble, so this is now a 2v2. You can see just a small little angle that Don't Miss is trying to hold there.
Run.
here, the call out of run, 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 and they do trade out in the end. Don't Kiss is going to have to crash back out into the uplink as Torres is starting to try to figure out what happened here. Don't Miss should be able to get this call out here and help Don't Kiss. $40 seconds remaining. Got a good amount of ground to cover still, but they have to cross through Don't Kiss here. It looks like Dauntless is going to be taking round number 4, well, round number 3, with a 4-0 on Downfall with Aging Moss's pick. $15 seconds remaining. I don't know where they're going. They're trying to get this kill, but they're not there. Oh, a little bit of a psych call? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? 4 seconds remaining. 3, and they do get the kill. The psych call of the code worked to get Dauntless to come out and fully expose themselves. A wonderful psychological play there to stay in the game. What a way to come down to the wire. 3 seconds remaining and getting the kill to stay in the game on Downfall. Some good quick thinking. If you're a newer team, or maybe you're a little below them in the silvers and the bronze, learn from that, because that can help you. It helps them here and make at least a little bit of a glimpse out from Don't Kiss, instead of watching just directly on the uplink when they could see the approach relatively well into the building. Maybe not the entirety of the doorway, but with how minimal time there was, you're kind of thinking it's going to be a one by kills. So that did make them move out and come out from behind the tower to at least start looking in that direction, because the vocal cue said, hey, he's from the right, so he's not on the uplink. Maybe I can get that kill. Sure enough, it worked for AJ Moss. So we're going to move on here. They're now going to defend this. And Dauntless now has their 5th. Alright, as we usually do, let's pop in on Volk, because they get set up first, and we can see what their methodology is going to be and what their mentality going into this round is. And we'll pop back over in on Marsoc here in a second, as they have plenty of ground to cover. Alright, only one inside the building directly there, at least.
I don't think they got Valley spawned.
It's an interesting defense there, because just the one in the building does leave it relatively more of an exploded defense strategy. Razor's looking with that sniper rifle. Not really going to see anything just yet, though. Bowers got the shoulder peek, and down they go from Zero's Toxicus all the way down and on lower dumpster. And that thing is going to get Don't Kiss to hold up a little bit more. Figure out what angle that came from. Clearly being in that doorway is dangerous, and sure enough it is. Zero's Toxic goes down. This is going to at least give the ability for them to push in a little bit more on the northern approach out of the valley. And we were talking about the valley before, I think on round number 1, figuring out if they were going to attack as they defend, and sure enough, they're doing so. Not seeing, I can't see anything really on this kit to indicate there's something different about it. So it looks like it's just a 4X with the M16 there. Don't Kiss does have one smoke remaining. You aren't going to find anything in this particular angle because nobody's inside the 3-story. But it is going to slow them down and at least burn a little bit more time in favor of Aging Moss. Don't miss. I apparently can't get through that window. There we go. There's the little gap in there. They're looking the same tower that Don't Kiss, I think, had just died from in there. Also not going to find anything. Peeking back over on the defense. They're on the first one, the other side. They're covering that late angle in on the uplink. I don't think they'll see any action until Quico gets in a little bit more here, though. Quico does have eyes on the uplink directly now here. They are looking through any of these windows. Rushx isn't popping out, which is kind of safe at this point. Looks like Quico might be going for it here in a minute. Let me see, Don't Kiss is getting closer in. They are on the street now. You can kind of hear Feeble talking a little bit. They're on the other side. It is correct that Razor does have the sniper there, but look at this. Quico's getting all the way in, but is IMG going to catch this by simply looking this direction, or are they gonna let Quico get within capping range? There's the laser. There they go. It's trying to sneak attack there. Trying to play a different game, maybe some Splinter Cell back in the day. That was my favorite game growing up as a stealth action one.
South. And then the sniper, they should be the last two.
Pretty accurate callouts there, and it must be keeping track of gun sounds. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining, so Razor and Don't Miss have to start pushing in here and either bypassing Torres directly and getting in on the uplink, or they have to approach them head on and actually get this position taken care of. A flashbang and then move, maybe a frag grenade and move. We did see somebody, I think it was Razor, or maybe it was Don't Miss, who was carrying a frag grenade beforehand. A quick pop up, and they do get Torres in the head, so that is going to free them up to keep pushing in here. The question is, are they going to start smoking this out with 30 seconds remaining? There's the one flashbang. That's a frag grenade actually there. It is now a 2v2 with Feeble around the corner. They are not going to get the kill from around the corner, as they do get in there though, and Aging Moss, as Dauntless starts pushing in, gets a little bit too aggressive and panicky with the 19 seconds remaining. The flashbangs and a frag grenade is seemingly all they had left instead of a smoke. Aging Moss takes that round. Gonna put them back in on Marsoc, and we're in the same uplink that we were when we first started this, so I don't know the rules on this particular standing because I'm not a moderator or anything like that, but I'm just along for the ride. Okay, here we go. They've decided they're going to rehost. We'll be back in the lobby momentarily. Dauntless is currently leading 3-2. Well, while they have been in and playing, it has been some good action, particularly all within the last minute on Downfall. Alright, looks like we have lobby back up here. We have 9 out of 10. All right, everybody's back in. No substitutions. Yeah, no substitutions from anybody. It was a pretty quick lobby swap anyways. All right, we are all the way in the west. On the West Helicopter Bungalow, as I call it. We can call it Truck Bungalow. Maybe change the scores for the teams as they see it in there, so that way there's no question. And we get the next map as appropriate. And I have 3 DMs now. Alright, just confirming that we are good to go from them, and they are ready to start whenever they are. Alright, well now's as good as time as any, I guess, to do a shout out to the sponsors, as we have a little bit of a gap here without figuring out what's going on. Pro2 VR, VR Cover, Assyrion, VRWare, Arma, VRML, and our Patreons. Obviously you see their names over to my right on the screen here, and this is the usual folks here. Pro2 VR, they provide some of the best rifle and pistol mounts for your controllers, giving you accurate aim because it aligns your controllers up in the same position, but also giving you flexibility to change it to your particular body frame, your play style, your weapon choice, because the Pro Tube does have clicking joints that you can adjust both up and down or back and forth, so you can get the exact feel that you're looking for and have some magnetic cuffs to do quick detachments, but yet keep you stable. VR Cover, one of the highest quality hygiene and comfort solutions on the market for the Oculus headsets. Really good comfy foams there. Asterion, they do a range of floor mats and RGB mounts for your headset, so check those guys out. Keeping a floor mount on your feet helps you ensure you know exactly where you are within your play space at all times. Alright, let's see where Razor going off to begin with. They are going to hold in the 2-story directly on spawn. Ooh, first shot's out from IMG getting Quico as they were getting into position a little bit more in the north there.
I'm gonna rotate around.
That is a good early pick that's going to at least reduce the player counts and keep Dauntless kind of a little bit more on their toes. Take a peek over Don't Kiss's shoulder. They're looking for that and all the way in the northern approach, because that's where that kill came from, but IMG rotated all the way back out. They don't want to overexpose themselves here, though. Hopping over to the next person who shot here. Razor is laying down on the mattress. rather convenient. And they're just looking for anything coming in on that northeastern approach because they obviously know shots came from that direction, so they're expecting a handful to come that way. Don't miss in the classic 3-story spire. Look at how, what is that? That is very dark texture. Kind of looks like a VHS, but it shouldn't be there. I don't think that's actually what it is, but it's a dark texture overall to figure out what it is. Oh, and they do get tagged by Torres. You see here they are trying to get down, but they do escape through.
Guy. There's still one in Center Hotel. He's low though. He's in the 2nd floor of Center Hotel right now.
Can't get through that window apparently, but Torres is accurate with the Center Hotel kill there.
He knows I'm here.
As you can see, we are back here on Don't Kiss, just kind of chilling out here and figuring out what the next move is going to be. Razor is trying to nail Torres. Looks like they are getting a little bit head peaky. That SKS is definitely going to be able to hit them if they keep kind of exposing themselves. You can kind of just barely see the couple of pixels we have here, although it is a little different perspective in game. Obviously you got the headset on when the pixels are close to your face and you are directly in your vision compared to the caster's point of view. Just slightly off. Torres, a bold move getting outside of that building and gonna keep pushing this particular angle. They've got the church building given a little bit of cover, but down they go because of Rush X all the way out in the distance there. There goes the first one from Aging Moss. This is not really weakening the approach here whatsoever. There goes another one from Dauntless as IMG gets the kill on Don't Miss, which was in the 3-story, now no longer on that approach. Don't Kiss isn't on the uplink at all. They have to get back in a little bit more if they want to at least get a little bit more of the control maintained. Rush X is going to be able to keep this push going forward and strong. Alright, one on each side of the building, rather safe compared to a single-sided approach. Don't Kiss is getting anything they can. With all the smoke here, they are not going to get seen by Zero's Toxic, and Zero is in the smoke. And they're going to get this cap here. Can they get this? They're going to move a little bit more? Look at this. Don't Kiss is not even concerned about the uplink right now. They're just trying to die, but the rest of Aging Moss knows better. They know Zero was directly on the uplink and going for it. So, just shooting off into the air, just keeping Don't Kiss a little bit more occupied, and that is going to wrap up map number 1 in an hour. I think we started like a couple minutes late. Yeah, hour on the dot there. So Aging Moss does get the 4-3 win in the end. It was a great comeback and a great play with the push between Rush and Torres. Taking the Center Hotel and really just trying to keep the last defender occupied. The kill counts were accurate and great call-outs through the entire map. And that is the kind of communication you need to be able to hold up your weight in these top 3 tiers. Alright, and now I'm looking for the lobby. Oh. Alright, we talked about it earlier. small maps, right? Cargo. Alright. Looks like nearly everybody is here. Just waiting on one from Dauntless right now. Where are we starting off in cargo? We are all the way in the north on red container. Nope, and we had one drop. Moss, so we're gonna be a minute here. But what a way to end Downfall with. Basically, that was a 4-point comeback. It's not unheard of to do a full swing on a 3-0, but it was looking like it was going to get a little bit more rough until the fact that they really started pulling together and with the movements as a team and getting the kills and picks that they needed to at the distances that they were maintaining. So that was a great way to turn the tides there and swing it. Not seeing anything but a timeout here yet. It is just waiting on one. IMG's not here, so I'm wondering if this is going to be their swap out. While we're waiting, let's take a quick peek on cargo for stats. We are in week 10, so these are a little bit more solidified because we have 10 weeks and 30 maps we have gone through. Alright, can you believe we're already towards the end of week 10? Where did this season go? Like, I know I missed a couple of weeks because of various family things and production stuff going on, but where did the season go? Alright, aging moths. Aging moths. I said every moth from their bio. Cargo has been played twice. They only won it one time. And they have a 60% round win rate there, though. So not too many times played. But looks like that is going to be the weak map on their stats overall. And on Dauntless side, they have played it 3 times, won it twice. They have a 64% round win rate there. Who knows when the maps were played in the midst of the season, because if it was early on, that's a bit different story, because of obviously you're not with your direct competitors in the tiering within the first 2 to 3 weeks. But Random the Pyro is going to be the sub from Agent Loss. And it looks like historically they've played for Relentless in Season 12. Took off Season 13. I don't know actually if they were a reservist for 13 or not, but nonetheless they were not on a team roster for 13. And yet another drops from Aging Moss. So we'll start up here in a couple of minutes. All right, peeking at chat then. How's everybody doing tonight? Sorry I've not come over to say hi yet, because as you can see, it's been a night for dealing with issues. I need to pay attention to that first. Let's see here, all the way at the top. Starting then off with Silver Bodyguard, Indie Couch, Sav, Williams, Jazz Dash, Daddy Spartan, Puka Puka, Crazy Dave, Select Pie, well, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for joining in tonight. Sorry for all the technical issues, but we are back at 5 on Aging Moss side, so we should be going here momentarily. Finishing off our sponsors list, we have VRWare. I have a jersey from them. I don't have it on right now because I'm a little chilly. Provide great custom VRML merch with all types of varieties, jerseys, pants, sweatpants, and whatnot like that. Arma also doing the merch. They do more of your kind of everyday items, joggers, sweatpants, and whatnot like that. Great quality merch all around from everybody. And let's get into the game as we heard the dings go. We have 1 second remaining before the countdown, and here's round number 1. A little bit of pre-fire and random, not going to tag anybody though. Torres looking for an up and over and a flashbang. It might not, it won't have hit anybody there though. Quico is looking for the peak here. So they are charging head first in from the middle. And look at this formation here as we can kind of get up in the overhead view. Don't Miss is providing that suppressive cover to get everybody online in the midpoint, while giving the team some masking audio cues. Bars come back here with Mauer as they do get rushed. Quico is going to get yet another one here as they are getting closer in on this uplink. A second, Random the Pyro goes down in a critical spot. Zero Toxic is down. We're going to get antsy, and they rush out, and Quico's getting a triple off the bat here. Mauer's looking for this last kill from behind on Feeble. They do trade out in the end of it all. But Mauer's able to withstand the bullet and only get down there. Dauntless takes round number 1 on Cargo. That's pretty good for getting everybody in on center line and finding the first couple of kills there. Because that's very, very important to be able to push this map on online and in sync with the rest of your team, because if you don't really do that, it can get choppy and very sloppy to the point where you're going to end up losing the rounds instead. But as we saw demonstrated by Don't Miss with that 249, it can cause just enough of a suppression to keep the heads down and the team still, while the rest of your side is able to keep pushing and get into position. Excellently executed from Dauntless there. But now we're going to see them on the defense, so we'll see how they choose to do the same. And based on what we've seen so far, the coordination I think is going to be a key piece for them. They're going to probably try to gain as much ground as they can in the middle and contest that to slow down Aging Moss just a little bit, but at least maintain 2 to 3 defenders on the back. We saw on one round of Downfall that they held 2 people on the uplink at all times. So we can kind of safely assume they're going to do the same thing here. And there's the dings, and we see Don't Miss wants to get rid of a flashbang. Ooh, a C4 and a shoddy?
I remember I used this in After.
If you get a flash in the diamond and a flash on the left of the diamond, you'll flash literally almost every.
One flash out, two flashes out. That looks like it would have actually hit Zero's toxic there, but the frag grenade was not going to. They did not choose to throw out their C4 just yet, though.
Tunnel exit.
Got him.
Zero does get the out and swing, but they also have a laser dialed in on here. Don't miss, don't kiss goes
Flash
down.
Another -2, 54 or 53.
I'm going to run spawn.
Mauer's now looking this direction, trying to ensure nobody's coming from behind. Random goes down, making this a now a 2v3 here. Down goes Zero. Rushik's around the corner waiting for them, but they do get the kill on the quick snap there.
But Mauer.
So an excellent push, as I was saying, they're thinking they're going to hold mid as best as they could. And it looked like that is exactly what they had done and lost, but they didn't even reclaimed in the last kill there. Because mid, as you can see, is critical if you're not able to really hold mid in a solid way. You kind of let them just get closer in on you, and you kind of will more relying on the later angles instead of getting those kills a bit earlier and ensuring that you're reducing the numbers approaching in on the uplink as best as you can. Now that we are on the pipes uplink here, we should expect to at least see smokes all around. And at the diamond level, I'm sure they've played this enough where they have a strategy overall as to what they like to do on the majority of the uplinks, but maybe not all of them. But this one, I mean, I haven't played this season really much as a reservist, but I've never liked this one. I don't think a lot of people like this one. But smokes will be key overall to get the team in on mid and being able to ultimately get the approach as best as they can. Lots of ammo and pistols going around here. I think everybody threw their pistol.
Yeah.
They already got a smoke up here.
Early prey fire is not going to help with that particular throw there, but Razor is around the corner waiting. Does not get seen by, does not see Torres in the end of it all. Don't Miss, not looking this direction despite the body being there. Now Mowers is though. There's another peek and Mowers does get the kill to down them at least. Don't Kiss is going to get this double tap it. Oh, no. No. They're going to leave that kill open and they're going to be able to relay information from mid, which is going to be very, very vital. Because they know they can see one, not see anybody on the left here. Maybe Mowers actually could be seen crossing over, but they're out of visibility now, so it's a little bit of information, even the fact that you can't see somebody, so it means they are they're not nearby, particularly as the team is trying to push in, and the gun sounds as they keep firing off. Down goes one more, making this a full left-hand side push. Trade out in the end of it all with kills. Don't Kiss is the only one remaining against a 1v2 here with one downed in mid. Flashbang up and over was going to be effective, but it's too late of a push ultimately to get 0 in safely. Did you hear that? Yep, we did actually have to use the syringe, and down they go. Aging Moss is going to take this round and not go down without a fight. Looking at these kill counts here, we are in round number 3. Mowers 5-1. Quico 4-2. The rest, Razor's at a 2-1, so he's at least positive there. But look at this, Zero's Toxic is 6-2. Very, very critical. They did help defend it in the last couple of rounds here and get the kills they needed to get that high on the board here. Away is Dauntless, so that goes to Adrian Moss's home. Make sure I get the scores correct here. Alright, so with this being closer towards mid, I expect Dauntless is at least going to put somebody on the wall or in the far left turn approach on lane 1 from their perspective. So they gotta have somebody in mid to at least defend it. They could probably stick somebody on barrels and peek the tunnel to at least ensure that nobody's coming this direction, but they also can look to the right and see all the way down. Feels like the teams are taking a little extra time to plan it out as well, taking that full minute and a half of the countdown timer.
Maps.
Alright, they're gonna smoke out.
Yeah, Mowers is 5-1. Quico's 4-2, so it's not a full carry, but they're doing quite well to help keep the team pushing forward in the lead. Looking for anything with the smoke here, not going to see much more, but they will be able to see Torres crossing over.
One outside.
They'll miss holding the later angle. Much more exposed over here, but they are able to get Torres in case something else goes wrong with Mowers. Let's see. Who's got the LMG over here? It is random. Trying to get anything for suppression there. If C4 goes off, does not connect. There is a TK.
-1 left.
That is not good for Dauntless there, as they are now down 2-4. A 1-4. Aging Moss has dominated this round here. They are able to push in and continue to get in on the cap. Are they going to do it though? No, they don't. They get kills in the end. And it is now tied 2-2. Zero Toxic is 8-2 now. So we obviously weren't there on that TK, but that was detrimental to the ability to maintain the overall player counts and control of the uplink. That was not intended as far as I can imagine there, based on their positioning. I think it was just a miscommunication on movements and not confirming the target before shots. Unfortunate in the end of it all, because it does hurt the defense that they had. But life happens, you move on, you keep going. We're now in the Diamond. Anybody's game still up here because it is 2-2, and Diamond is very capable. So I'm expecting the teams to try to hold a little bit tighter defense. Maybe one person off to the side though to try to throw off the approach in. If somebody on the Volk side gets all the way down in the gray container, they can kind of come out and peek the approach in. That does happen. That could be a critical strategy to eliminating the team as they try to keep the progression towards the uplink going and the push as it stands. I mean, we have the tunnel behind us, but I don't know about you, I don't see a lot of people playing tunnel on this particular uplink. Overall, it's usually a charge in as best you can or take a 2-2-1 kind of approach.
And you guys still listen for audio cues.
Yeah, play for audio. I got you.
Yep.
Alright, let's go, let's go.
They are playing for audio, as we did just hear. For the 203 smoke go out, that was a good play early on, especially because of how long that lasts. Razor is in mid and obscured by the smoke. A flashbang or a frag grenade up and over here would be a very good idea to at least get in, because Rush and Zero are within a frag grenade kind of a range. Just got to get it right in the center and you're done. Looks like the smoke is just enough that Don't Kiss won't be able to see Zero until the full peek out. Down goes Don't Miss. They were trying to get him. Bowers is inside the uplink area and they go down. Ultimately, Rushek going down here. Razor now here, and Pyro is off of uplink. Feeble as well. The cap should be taking place right now, but it was not. What was going on there thought-wise? Was there maybe a misconception on the kill counts and what the role was? You're directly on uplink and you had a little bit of the safety net behind the door for the cap, but a detrimental thing here because AJ Moss now just took a third round. It appears that they are cutting down the momentum of Dauntless quite well here on a map that they are not expected to play well on. I mean, Dauntless clearly chose us with a 67% match win rate, and seeing that Aging Moss only had played it 1 or 2 times and won it once. So this might be an upset here for Dauntless, and the fact that they were not expecting such a hard fight if this continues. I don't remember who was favored to win tonight. Let's take a quick peek on the site for that. I thought it was Dauntless. No, Aging Moss. Wow, that was way wrong. Aging Moss 36-5 on the community votes there. With, by the way, 13 people voting for this match to be casted tonight. The number 1 for the night. Alright, let's see what Dauntless is thinking now. Quico's clearly taking a knee again, set up in the headset there. What are we gonna run? Round number 6. Early smoke out, that was too far though. Another one, I think Don't Kiss did get tagged, yes they did. Torres is in the middle here already. And a down from Mowers onto Pyro. Gonna get picked back up here though. Looks like Mowers and Rushex are gonna be duking it out here momentarily, and down Rushex goes. Handful of trades and kills overall. Lots of chaos going on here. Hard to keep up with all those kill counts, but Aging Moss is now a 2-2 in players. And players still alive. Look at this. They're all the way in the back on spawn still. Torres is still alive and well. You can clearly hear Razor moving a good amount. Can't get a headshot though. What they're looking for, the return fire. Don't Miss, comes down, swings! A frag grenade in the end does not help them, but Razor gets the kill to take them down. It is now a 1v1 with Zero Toxic coming in and getting the kill and winning map number 2. Here's our kill counts for map number 2, with Aging Moss taking it against Dauntless with their map choice. Was not expecting the kill counts here tonight, especially with Zero's Toxic taking a 13 and 3. Torres makes it an even 1-1 there with a 6 and 6. Fable with a 3 and 5, and then Razor and Mauer is holding up the team there with an 8 and 4 and a 6 and 4. All right, let's see where we're going next here. Looks like the team is still deciding what the final map of the night is. They have taken the match though. And let's see. We are going to be jumping to wow, lots of private lobbies tonight. Now, all of a sudden they just popped out of nowhere. Suspense. No idea where we're going yet. Not seeing the lobby up, so bear with me a second here. If you haven't already yet, give a call out as to what you think the map is going to be. There's a list refresh. Nothing yet though. Oh, there it is. Alright, well, I didn't go through the entire map stats earlier, but we're going to Snow Peak. They didn't want to play Abandoned, so maybe they don't like large maps very much. Maybe it's just Abandoned itself. Starting off on the backup link outside. Dauntless likely is going to leave at least the 3 here based on their current tactical employments that they've done. If they leave 4 to 5 here, it wouldn't be a great surprise because of how hard this one can be to defend. At least with a close range defense. But you usually see some people opting to do people as in teams opting to do a very exploded route covering the mountain passes on the way in and then reclaiming that territory as the map progresses with kills or deaths. Waiting on one from Dauntless right now. And no changeover from Aging Moss. Looks like IMG had to step out for the rest of the match. So we will not be seeing them in action for the rest of the night here. So we're just waiting on one from Dauntless. Take a quick peek back in on chat here. We got Battlestar. I seen joined recently. YouTube old geezer. Welcome in for the first time chat there. And the stats on Snowpeak, if you haven't already looked at them yourself, Aging Moss has played it 4 times, for Snowpeak Day in particular, 4 times, won it twice, 58% round win rate. And Dauntless, Snowpeak Day, played 1 time, won it 1 time, and they've won 4 of 6 rounds. So this is definitely a map map choice of the selecting a weaker one on the opponent's side here, not necessarily a strength on Aging Moss. In Abandoned Day, they have played only 1 time through the entire season. Same with Downfall Day and Night. They played Night once, Downfall Day 1 other time. So definitely picking the clearly weaker maps based on the statistics here from Aging Moss's perspective. Avoiding Quarantine, avoiding Subway, avoiding Bazaar. All other maps that have much more play time and much more closer to the 50% mark on the rounds won in each of those. Still just waiting on the one from Dauntless here, so you know what? Go grab a drink. I'm gonna grab my own drink here. As you can see, my voice is tired. I've not flexed it from casting for a couple of weeks. We'll be back in a minute. Alright, like I said, we'll be back in a minute. Guess I didn't need to go to intermission after all with it, but didn't know what their time span was. Hadn't received a word from the team, so that's where we were thinking we were going with a timeout. But the last person in on Dauntless is Rex. So the roster now is Mowers, Don't Miss, Don't Kiss, Quico, and Rex. So we have the swap out that took a couple of extra minutes there, but we are good to go on that front. If you haven't seen already, imagine a lot of people have based on the content and the amount of posts overall, go check out the clips contest. There's a set of rules in there. It's got to be from a VRML casted match, whether it be a community caster or an official caster like myself and a handful of others. It's got to be within this current week, and I think the prize is like $15 something right now for it. If you win the contest, and the announcements for that, I believe, are handled by Ninja. So it looks like we got, as we were kind of anticipating, a closer defense here. Look at the mini map. We got 4 remaining on the uplink, while the 1 is going off into the distance here of what is the tunnel entryway. And on the opposite side here, Rushx and Free or Feeble Crib are looking to take a split approach around the mountainside here, a little bit longer range, trying to see if there's anybody peeking out. Not going to find anything from Rush's perspective just yet. Random the Pyro. I've not seen throw a frag grenade, and if we had incendiary grenades, I imagine they would. But
One's next to Ice Lake.
they get tagged by Quico. Not down and out, but they do get tagged. I think that call out of Ice Lake is going to give away their position and spawn ultimately here. It looks like Feeble's trying to figure out where they were as well. Oh, but look at this. Zero's behind them. Where are they at? Zero doesn't see it. Zero's not seeing this. They're right there. I think Quico heard them though. That C4 didn't tag, but Zero is definitely. Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good either.
Oh my god, it was a teammate. It scared me. Yeah.
The quick head peek there. We saw one go down to flashbang up and over. Not going to make it over the sandbags, but they're thinking they're going to be safe. Not true. They do get the quicker draw though.
-2 so far.
And Mowers is going to get them in the end to make this a Dauntless favored win based on numbers. I'm not going to count out Aging Moss alone yet, but not looking good, especially since Rushx is being dialed in on.
Yeah.
Oh, an unstable crouch there. Mowers does get tagged in the head. Don't Kiss trying to get Torres, but they only downed them in the end.
4K.
Really not looking good for any sort of revive because Rush is on the opposite side. I don't think it's going to happen. What do you think? I don't think it's going to happen here, but Don't Kiss is going to start taking the numbers advantage out and start pushing a little bit more. Yeah, get that smoke grenade out of there. Rex is off in the distance, looking like they're trying to figure out where exactly that the other teammate is. But that's not where.
Coming to get me, crouch really low, but he thinks I'm dead.
Oh, a minute remaining. I don't know if it's a good idea, Torres.
I'm in the center, behind one of these stone walls. My body's flopping around.
Hello? What's that? No, I work in the morning. I'm sorry. Across the way.
Oh, mid-conversation interruption there. Rush is going to at least tag them, but 20 seconds remaining. This is not looking good, and Rush does go down in the end of it all. Looking for those kills while they were flanking around with Torres. With only a minute remaining, was not a time-allowing event. That's going to give Dauntless point number 1 for map number 3. They are looking to at least minimize the damage done on the ladder here, as AJ Moss has taken the map or the match. by getting 4 on map number 1 and 2. So they're just trying to get as many points here as they can to ensure they don't fall too far. This, I don't know if it's going to bump them out of diamonds, but they are on the bottom spectrum of diamonds. They're 17 on the North America ladder right now, but that team is 18 with their diamond. So I'm guessing right now this is the bump into diamond that Adrian Moss is looking for, and the bump out of. We'll have to see, of course, after the reports are in after the match to get that kind of confirmation. Let's see what Aging Moss is thinking.
I'm gonna play
You're
all the
coming
way
up
down
here?
south wall. Just a quick rotate from me back to OBJ if needed. Torres, if it's not
Going all the way down to south wall, and the spawn for Dauntless was in the southwest. Quick peek up over on Torres. Whoa, all the way up and over on the mountain. We did a good ski jump.
Make sure they did not get across the ice.
-1.
Down goes Feeble in the center as they were peeking out for a quick pond check, but you have Torres looking this direction as well. Looks like they're gonna have to maneuver a little bit more to get around for Don't Kiss, but Quico does get at least
I don't see him.
wounded in here.
I
Does-
don't even see him, bro. What the fuck?
Okay,
Oh, I see him. He's far back. He's far back. He's peeking.
Imagine Don't Kiss is actually gonna be able to get this and then kind of keep moving, but Torres should be hearing this as well. Like, yeah, they should be able to hear this. Looks like Rex was coming around the corner. Yeah, I can barely hear people say Rex is coming, or somebody coming around the corner. It was Rex. Down to Torres with the headshot. Not looking good for Aging Moss right now with being down one additional person. Random Pyro is going to be doubling back in the opposite direction, which is safer for the uplink side, but they could have gotten a couple of extra kills down that way. Down goes Don't Miss, weakening that approach in. But look at that, it is a long way to go from uplink, and they need to be either doubling back behind the team now, or they need to... Oh! The 203! Wisely used there. But Quico's not fast enough on the draw compared to that PKM around the corner at point blank. Looks like Rex might be... Yeah, look at the... looking to get prone and kind of keep a lower profile in case somebody did come around that corner. The 1v3, they got 2 minutes remaining. Plenty of time. Oh, flashbang gets over.
Try to.
Agent Moss going to take that as in return the favor with a 1-1 now here. Look at this, Don't Kiss is 6-1 already. We are 2 rounds in, and they have already gotten 6 kills with it. Yeah, scores are right there. All right. They have double the amount of kills as the next highest person right now, and that is Random. They have 3 in 1. Where are we moving? Ooh, we are going in the box. All the way in the northeast. Inside. Somebody brought a shotgun, I think, on Dauntless. This would be an interesting time to see that come out. So what do you think of Egress? I haven't played it yet. I haven't seen it at all. So what are you thinking of it? You like it? You hate it? You need some improvements still? What are your thoughts on it? Love to get some kind of sneak peeks in there, because I'm not joining a team in the last 3 weeks here, but or the last 5 weeks here, but it'd be interesting to get a little bit of a glimpse as to whether people like it or not. Mowers does pull the shotgun out and the C4. Where's that C4 going?
I'm not.
Alright. Nicely placed there. That look like a lion head or something to you? It's definitely like a head formation in the rocks there. I might be seeing things. He was sitting on the opposite side with a clacker. That's a good spot for him. Oh, look at this, Quico. Where are you all the way at? You are outside in the tunnels. Nicely positioned overall. Havlicek, we could hear on the way out the door. Looks like this actually might pick up random. Two are out here on the north. That C4 does go and does not get anybody. A little bit too early on that pull.
40s.
Don't miss coming around the corner. Rushing rush. Does get the kill there. Does not go around enough to get feeble though. That flash does nail Pyro in the face, and they do come around and get that kill there. Oh, almost a TK there from Quico as they are pushing out and around. This is a very different defense than I was expecting here. Just a couple inside, and then everybody else pushing out and around. Uh-oh, Torres gets a little bit... I think they need to use that syringe based on the sound there, just from the mountainside coming out.
Pick up their util. We can regroup.
Oh, and behind! The quick util throws the frag grenade. Not gonna get Quico in the end of it all, but Don't Miss comes around the corner. And they just surround Dauntless on the approach in. So there's the advantage of not staying inside the building if you can pull it off. If you get the couple of the kills, or if you get lucky with the fact that the team on Marsa gets around with a 3-2 split, you can take out all 3 in on the Bone Mountain side at this point. Like, that was very nicely executed. Seeing the amount of utility come out to ensure that the visibility on the approach in between the little valley point there was great, because then you can actually come out, as we saw with Don't Miss, coming through the smoke and getting that final kill there. But Quico coming all the way out and around behind where Random was, because Random died on the outside of the building here. They were on the Hescos. Got all the way out and around and swung in from behind to throw in that chaos there to cause the additional distraction that really threw off Aging Moss entirely with that. So very nicely executed. out, see what Aging Moss is thinking.
Do not let them get any smoke in here and go for it now. And then
Yeah, I'm going through there. I'm gonna be holding behind the mountain.
Alright, I got tunnel.
I've got this door. I've got this door right here. Here, look.
Alright, sounds like some coordination didn't lose coordination at least. Very nicely placed C4 there. But finalizing those ideas in those positions. Score is going all the way up and around. It's actually looking like it's going to pay off for them too.
Tunnels.
Oh, that threw off Don't Miss though. And that now makes it either you avoid or you confront with frag grenades and flashbangs. Pico's gonna go inside here, it looks like. They're going to go around.
He fell back on the storage room here. He might be going through tunnel.
Yeah, clearly hear those sounds there. The other side of the tunnel though is Zero's Toxic with a clean kill right in the head as they are coming in around the side. Rushek should be able to hear Don't Kiss, I think. I think they'll be able to hear this. Mowers. Ooh, almost a trade out there. Almost a trade. And Zero's
42.
pulling back and does get this additional kill here. They're going to keep it a 1-to-1 tie, it looks like. Got Quico all the way inside the building, around the corner from Brando. What's going to happen here? And a trade out.
I'd trade it. It's up to you.
There's a trade 30, 32, last two I think are on south side tunnel, at least one is.
And here Feeble at least getting that trading info out. But the kill count is inaccurate. So now with 3 minutes remaining, it is up to Rex. Doing a time check there. Looking at the minimap, the rest are inside or nearby the uplink building. I think one was Rush is outside in the front door. They are covering this angle. Good wrap up by Quico there, but oh, quick check to the right does not happen, and Rex is going to go down without checking that corner. Tie game 2-2 for Aging Moss. So I think it just got a little bit sloppy, like they like Don't Miss went down to a clean kill. There was no doubt about that. There's not much that they could have done there, but I think the rest of the push was just a little bit uncoordinated. And then, I mean, the trade out happens and they're okay, so you're able to get that information out. And that eliminates 2 of the 3 there. But yeah, I think it just wasn't, the way to go about it, and had a little bit more of the, I'm gonna say, might as well say it a third time, uncoordination in the push ultimately. There was no real adjustment to losing the players as well. It was, we're gonna stick to the plan, stick to the map drawings and go that route instead of saying, okay, well, we lost 2, let's go regroup, we got 3 minutes remaining, let's figure out how we're going to do this, but off in a safe distance kind of a thing. That didn't take place. Alright, where are we starting off? They are starting off in the garage. And we are here on the MI-24. Mauer's tying his shoe there real quick. Always important to have a good tied shoe.
That's what happened.
Yeah, well, Quico and Rex, I think we're thinking around the same area, but not gonna pan out that way here. Rex is going to go on the hillside and watch Frozen Lake. But as we can see in the mini map here, the approach is not coming from that direction right now.
One cross house.
Shots out by him, don't miss. Did miss in the end of it all, but they're going to push up and try to at least slow the approach down here. Decent little spot, be able to do a quick peek from either direction. Not really super defensible though. Down goes Rush X with Mowers in the tower. I think the rest of the team knows, which is dangerous because you can shoot through that. They were definitely watching that. The headshot there on the Mowers. Don't Miss is coming around the corner on the opposite side, though, looking to see if they can slow that approach down again. Zero Toxic is starting to get out into the open here. I'm gonna go the opposite direction from where they just were.
Minus another.
Down goes Quico. It's now a 3v3.
Are we 33 or 32? 33, okay.
Don't Miss is definitely hearing this and radioing in, and I think I heard a small whisper of don't miss as well. Yeah, here's the up and over that they were also hearing. Not going to tag them with the flashbang as they did back out just in time. Great little reposition here as well. It does give the ability to see in the longer range. They're not looking short. They're not looking short. And now Feeble can come around from the other side, and Toxic can continue the pressure on the opposite. Also, look at this. We got somebody around the corner from each other. Down goes Fable. Don't Miss is trying to avoid those bullets. Support from a PKM with Don't Kiss from behind as well is definitely going to be helping them out there. Torres is all the way out and around. Come back in here. Looks like Zero's gonna grab them in the butt. No. Torres gets that kill instead.
-1.
And down goes Torres with Rex taking the lead, taking the final kill there. And some celebrations there. I'm guessing it's getting a little bit tense on the battlefield as Dauntless is fighting for the points. Alright, Aging Moss. We haven't seen a great amount of defense close by here, so I'm at least imagining if you take that box, that's that kind of imaginary box around the uplink here, and they're going to stick within it. There's no reason to really go outside of the HESCO wall lines themselves here. And they need to be able to take this so they can go back onto Marsoc. So this is either going to be the final round, or they're going to be doing a approach on Marsoc with a nail biter of 3-3. Been relatively paired well on Snow Peak tactically overall. They haven't lost a defensive round in a little bit here. It's been a couple of rounds on Snow Peak.
Oh my god, I'm at 7%. Where's my charger? Also, man, some of these rounds.
Uh-oh, looks like we might have a battery issue soon from Rush X.
Some of these rounds are down.
For sometimes in Onward, it's
Let's
like,
figure out their.
it
Let's
doesn't
figure out
seem
their
like 5 minutes. Or like whatever. I'm just
Same
like,
spawn.
Yeah, 5 minutes, yeah. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like 5 minutes.
In the garage.
10.
Alright, going to the edges of the boxes we can see here so far. Looks like they are going to stay within it though. One out a little bit farther in the north, but nothing too serious here. We got one, who is that? Those don't miss inside the tunnels here. Quico coming around on the opposite side, going towards the pillbox, and Rex coming through. Looks like we got a laser coming this direction already. Don't Kiss is on the opposite side of Rex, so. They're gonna maneuver around a little bit to make this a 3-1-1 or a 3-2 push. Or not, they changed their minds. Either way, it's a 3-2 push. But we had a laser on Rex. May have actually just might have actually just called out instead of looking for the kill. But this approach here is going to be difficult as they really have all the angles covered coming in. Down goes Zero Toxic. We saw that position poking a little bit more there. Mars is around the corner from Random. But all this action is going on inside of the box itself. Looks like Random does go down, which is going to leave the south entirely open. Not looking good as Mars is getting in on the side of this HESCO line here. Nobody's sitting on uplink directly as well. Feeble's got to crash back in at the very least to watch this. Where are they going to sit here? They're going to sit probably just on the HESCO line. Nope, they're going to go all the way in the back. They're going to challenge Mowers from a different direction. They are spotted. Look at this. Tower all the way in on the... Sorry, the north. One last remaining on Aging Moss. This could be ending in a cap here. It does not. Dauntless win in the end through kills. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for the night here. Aging Moss still win this with the upset from Cargo. A little surprised to see that, given their stat history, but it was a greatly played map overall between the kill counts and the strategy being implemented there. Nothing super game changing, but they were just able to come back and maintain that momentum that they needed to. And Downfall, the cap underneath the smoke, like just a few meters away from the defender, who was really trying to just die, and they the Aging Moss wasn't going to kill them. So it was a great idea to send somebody running for it and provide the distractionary fire from the 3-story. Alright, so that's it from me tonight. I might grab one on Sunday. We'll see what happens. And I'll be back here a little bit more frequently since we got some production stuff working out here. Trying to get things set for finals and even already planning for season 15 stuff. So yeah, can you imagine? We're already planning for some season 15 things production-wise. Lots of good changes to come down the pipe there. and a little bit of coordination with the rest of the leagues even. Little thing for you to contemplate for a little while, but we're not going to go any farther than that. So, have a good night.